Hi, this is Dennis Gage. Thanks for tuning in to My Classic Car, home of the certified car nut. I'm surrounded in Studies here today at the Studebaker Drivers Club 38th International Meet, and they've come back home to South Bend, Indiana, site of the original Studebaker plant. But this event is even more special because we're also celebrating the 150th birthday of Studebaker. To fill us in on all the details is the meet chairman, Pat Billy.
Hi Dennis, welcome back.
Gosh, it's great to be here. 5 years ago, right?
Absolutely. You were here in 1997. We've invited you back. Thanks for coming.
Oh, you couldn't keep me away. I'm a Studi guy.
I know you are.
You know, South Bend, 5 years ago, do you do it about every 5 years?
They try to come back to South Bend about every 5 years, yes. You know, the meet is an annual event, but we try to get back here every year to the home of Studebaker.
The spiritual home.
That's right.
Now, you've got cars from all over, and how many are here today?
We have probably around 600 cars on the show field. We have cars from most of the states in our continental United States. We have guests here from overseas, from South America, Australia, New Zealand, from Chile. We have people here from Sweden. We actually have a couple of cars that were shipped here from overseas, right-hand drivers.
Now you got all sorts of stuff going on here. What happens during this week-long gala?
We have a week-long event, as you mentioned. It's filled with seminars, different activities, of course a giant swap meet that most car enthusiasts understand. We have several different fun activities, banquets, opening receptions. Tonight we're even having a giant parade from Notre Dame back into the city of South Bend, and would anticipate maybe 400 Studebakers arriving downtown all at the same time.
Have there ever been that many Studis in a parade, do you think?
I don't think so. In 1952 they had the 100th anniversary parade, and a lot of Studis, but I don't think they had 400 of them. Certainly not this variety.
You may set a record.
We hope we do.
Well, I love this event. You know, you couldn't keep me away. And you know I'm a Studi nut, and actually, Pat, I'm sort of looking for a 55 Speedster.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know where there's some 55 Speedsters. Come on, let's go take a look at it.
Deal. The Studebaker Drivers Club International Meet returned home again to South Bend, Indiana. This event also celebrated the 150th anniversary of the Studebaker Corporation. While today Studebaker is considered an orphan mark, it outlasted all the other orphans such as Packard, Nash, and Hudson. And despite competition, wars, and the Great Depression, this company persevered and left a lasting and sometimes colorful heritage, as you can see with this example. Ooh, Carl, this is it for me, 55 President Speedster. I love this car.
It's my baby.
Well, and it's such a wild color combination. You're really, you're set up for it, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
You got it going on. Now, I've always heard this called Lemon Lime, but it actually had an official name.
Highlight green and sunrise yellow. They started out with 14 as show cars, and they were accepted very well by the public, so they ended up making 2,215.
Well, what's under the hood?
I'll show you.
So it's the 259.
This is actually a 259 V8 with the optional 4-barrel and dual exhaust that came on the Speedster car. They put it up to 195 horse.
A lot of other nice stuff. I mean, leather interior and the unique.
The diamond leather interior with the horse saddle stitching with the thick thread. All Speedsters were Presidents, but Los Angeles is the only one to put a President emblem on.
You know, I mean, I just love the lines. It's so
Very
aerodynamic, so sleek, and even back to, I love your exhaust tips.
Exhaust tips, yeah, that was a Studebaker option for a few years.
But it's such an eye popper and side by side. And again, I mean, your outfit and your lovely wife here. Come here, Donna. This is too good. I mean, you guys.
This is all her idea.
You're beautiful.
Every year since like the last 7, 8 shows. Everywhere we go, we got to.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I saw you walking around. I said, "You don't have a Speedster, do you? You don't have a line."
Everybody knows.
Hey, well, thanks a lot, you guys.
Okay, thanks.
Pleasure. Beautiful car. Beautiful outfits. Marvelous. How about this beautiful low-mileage 1960 Lark Regal 8 with a 4-barrel 259 V8 and dual exhaust? Rick Pitts used all NOS parts in the restoration, and this interior, they just don't make them like this anymore. He even had a vintage 1960 Dorset Catalina boat in tow, which was also designed by Raymond Loewy. And there's no story as heartwarming as a boy in his Studebaker. So Nathan, this is a 65 Commander. It's a Canadian Studi, right?
Yep, built in Canada.
But it's your car.
It's my car. Yep, I got it when I was 15 years old, and I've had it for 3 years now, and I have been kind of playing around and restoring it since then.
You know, there aren't a lot of 18-year-olds that got Studis.
No, there aren't.
So what possessed you to get a Studi?
Well, I work at an auction house, and the man that owned this car passed away, and it was his estate sale. We bid on it, and we won it, and it's been a great car ever since.
Oh, it's great. So you're the second owner.
The second owner, yep.
And it's completely unrestored. It's a survivor
Unrestored,
car?
it's Survivor, yeah.
Now, I mean, the interior looks brand new, though. I mean, did you redo the seats or anything?
No, I put carpet in it. That's about it.
So how can they be that nice?
He had old seat covers on it all his life, and he drove it very little.
Is that right?
Yep.
And did you drive it here?
Yep, I drove it here.
Air conditioning?
4 windows, rolled down at 55 mile an hour.
So what power is this baby?
283 Chevy McKinnon V8.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It's a great engine. It's been great for us. It runs smooth. It loves highway driving. At 60 mile an hour, it just drives along like a brand new car. So
Wow.
It's great.
So I mean, this baby is your baby.
It's my baby. Yep.
That's cool. Are you ever going to restore it, or are you just going to leave it as a survivor?
I'm gonna leave it as a Survivor, I think.
Yeah, it's too much
just-
of a
yeah,
piece of history.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I got to believe you're the only 18-year-old
Yep.
here definitely with a 65 Commander.
Yeah, not many.
Well, good luck on the drive home.
Thank you.
But it's a Studi, so you know it'll do fine.
Oh yeah, sure.
Cool, man.
Thanks.
And finally, here's a 63 Studebaker Avante that's been customized by Ken Fennicle of Posey's Rods and Customs. It's got an Olds rocket block, aluminum heads, twin vortex superchargers, and electronic fuel injection pumping out 1,100 horsepower. Let's crank this baby up. That's nice. That's very nice. We're here at the Fun Ford Weekend Finals in Ennis, Texas. You know, enthusiast drag racing has experienced a bit of a resurgence over the past few years. And the great thing about modern drag racing is it's bringing youth back into the hobby. And they showed up in force here today to burn some rubber. They've been blasting down the track in everything from T-Bolt clones to sport compacts like this radical Ford Focus. One of the great things about Fun Ford Weekends is the diversity of people that attend them. There are serious racers with specially built cars and sponsors behind them, but there's also enthusiast racers that show up and run these events like Jason, who's only 18 and fell into the sweetest gig. His employer lets him race the 67 Mustang with a 514 crate engine and a host of other drag goodies. Man, I wouldn't mind switching places with him. Talk about your gearheads. Feast your eyes on this next beast. Can you believe it started out as a daily driver for a school teacher? It started life as a 5.0, but it's a what now?
It's a 7.0 liter. It's actually a 408 stroker, which comes out to like 6.9.
Jeez.
But
Packs a serious punch. You got Vortec on it.
it's got a Vortec YS trim, and I detuned it because it was blowing head gaskets like crazy. It was actually lifting the head off of the block under too much boost.
Now, what do you put to the rear wheels?
Before, when it had 16 pounds of boost, I made 653 at the wheels, 628 pounds-feet of torque. When I depollied it, it made 620 and 520. It has a little bit less torque because it's got a lot less boost. And the funny thing is, this actually has a stereo in it. It has a $5,000 stereo system.
And you're still running what kind of times?
Actually, today it only ran a 13.1, but the mile an hour was 125.
What class do you run?
I'm running street Ford. It's just a street class, street tires, mufflers only.
That's pretty impressive, man.
It's very, I enjoy it. It's a fun car.
I believe it. Welcome back to My Classic Car and more from the Fun Ford Weekend. Last year, this series expanded to embrace the sport compact trend with a special class for the Ford Focus. This craze is so hot that manufacturers are racing to design and build all sorts of new gadgets for these little pocket rockets. So Harry, you guys build some toys for the Focus, is that right?
Oh, we sure do.
What do you do?
Well, we've got a new turbo kit out that we just finished, and it's for the automatic car and the stick shift for the younger crowd.
And what does it do for the car?
Oh, horsepower. The car originally has about 130 horse. The automatic car is going to have about 185 to the wheels, and the stick shift probably 225.
That seems to be such a hot market.
Well, we've been racing with Ford for a few years now, and I'd have to say that in the last 2 years, it seems to double every 6 months. You know, the cars are very reasonably priced. It doesn't take much to take an 18-second car and make it a 14-second car. It's pretty easy just to not even worry about how am I going to do it. It's just when am I going to do it.
You seem to be having fun.
Oh, we're having a great time. We sure are.
And if you need proof of the cars they're helping to build, take a look at these. Well, this is pretty sharp focus.
Thank you.
Get it? Sharp focus? Get it? No, anyway. You've really modified this baby significantly, Tom. What
Good bit of work done.
Starting from the back, what do we got?
Got the Alteza taillights, got the Sean Highland rear spoiler, Rally Edition. We've got the Wings West wings. We've got the Wings West ground effects on it. Got a nitrous bottle. We've got a 75 or 50 or 100 that we can use on it. Got the Cobra hood by Nopi. Got the Alteza front headlights.
Well, you got a 1293.
The 1293. That's the best pass. 1293 at 113 miles an hour.
Unbelievable. How do you do that? Open it up. I want to see this baby. Okay, so that's a 2.0?
It's 2.0 liter Z-Tech.
What's it pushing for horsepower?
It's doing 328 horsepower, 326 foot-pounds of torque at the wheel.
Unbelievable. 1293 at what?
113 miles an hour.
Unbelievable.
Spinning like crazy.
You're going to take me for a ride, man.
We can do that.
Cool, thanks. So, Mike, this is actually a project car, right?
Yes, this is a Ford-sponsored Focus brand team project, working with Ford, several other companies to try to promote the Ford Focus.
So what kind of times does this one run?
Stock, we were running mid-18s, and we did some bolt-ons to the motor, got down to 17s, and then with the nitrous, we put some drag radials on it, down to 15.3 is the fastest time this weekend.
This is really the hot rod of today, isn't it?
Yeah, the smaller cars, the young kids are really wanting these cars. I think they're just affordable for them, and they're able to soup them up, and it's where the market's going, it's obvious, and we're trying to work with Ford, and it's a good car, and get it going.
You know, it's a great pocket rocket.
Yes, it is. It's fun. We drove here, 12-hour drive from Auburn, drive it here, race it, and drive it back
home.
Yep.
So Russell, you got a pretty nice little Focus here, and I see, what, a 14.7 or something?
Right around there.
That's better than stock. What have you done to make this come down that far?
I've done like a good head package, has the cams, milled down, port and polish job. Got a race header, flex pipe, full exhaust.
And did you get it kind of with this in mind?
Exactly. That's what I had in mind before I even thought about the car.
Is that right?
I wanted the car to do this.
It's so cool that these guys drive their cars during the week and then race them on the weekend, just like the hot rodders of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. The major difference is the type of cars and the space-age technology they're using. If you're a fan of the Blue Oval and love drag racing, just find a fun Ford weekend near your town.